Welcome to Atlantic Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Gemini for the month of November, including late October 2025. So welcome, Gemini. We are currently in the zodiac sign of Scorpio. So it's all about your intuition. It's all about deep diving into your soul. All about matters that have been hidden by yourself or other people that come to the surface, but very intuitive. So it comes in forms of messages or omens or certain things that pop up and you think, wow, how did that come about? But that's the Scorpio season, and that's what it tends to. It tends to deep dive into matters. So you are in your 6th house of work, health, just getting everything sorted. The 6th house is very much a house of health issues that you've probably been ignoring all year have suddenly popped up, like dentist needs to be visited, old health sort of niggles that niggle on, and you just think, oh my God, I've got to do something. And also about sorting. It's literally the housekeeping house, especially with your health and with just getting your act together, literally, because we all get so busy we forget to do stuff. Okay, a bit of housekeeping from me. Please like, subscribe and comment. I want to grow my channel, and this is how I can grow it, by you subscribing if you haven't, and commenting, so I can grow this channel and we can grow it. Okay, thank you. We have the Ace of Cups. Is the energy around, so soulmate energy. And if it's not soulmate energy, it can be just energy for a new project that you really love. It's something that creates great emotion for you. So it's, you could literally say it was a hobby, but that's such an old-fashioned word, and I find the word passionate a bit overused. It's a word I avoid because everybody uses it, and I just think, is there not another word to describe it, that uprushing of absolute joy when we sort of find something we can really do and do it well and become successful in our own sense of self. Or conversely, it could be a person that returns into your life or that you meet where it's just a connection. Now, it can be platonic, it can be romantic, it can be from work, it can be anything, but it just clicks, basically. So let's see where you're at. Also, it can be conception, children, baby. Where you are right now, karma, very karmic. So cause and effect, reap what you sow. The balance as well, keeping things balanced. How fortuitous too that it's come in your 6th house, where, you know, we need to get on top of all these things that kind of have been slip-sliding away from us because we just haven't had time to pay attention to our housekeeping, literally. So this is a great card to sort of remind us whether we've been putting good energy in or just letting things slide. And there's always, the great thing you can do is just fix it. Let's see the influencing card that has influenced that and the rest of the reading. And we have the beautiful 3 of Pentacles, working well with others, but also the teacher, student, spiritual learning card. So if you think about that, and then we think about karma, and we think about your Ace of Cups, maybe whoever, if this is a person coming in or a person that you have reconnected with, it's very much a spiritual learning sort of exercise. So are you the teacher or are you the student? But overall, it's a 3. So 3s always talk about building, expansion, moving forward, working well with others. It's a very much an earthy card of Pentacles. So it's appropriate and it's great because it's very grounded. It's not sort of in the air, sort of floating around. It's got, it has roots, basically. Learning. Spiritual learning. Okay, let's have a look in the background and see what was going on for you and is still current today in September, October. Scorpio. Death. Transformation. Very big energy, the Scorpio death card, and it can talk about death in itself, but we need a few other cards to sort of back it up. But this is more or less like the transformation from one season to another, from one state to another. It's letting go of the old and looking forward to the new. It's not always easy though. We have to sort of elicit that change. We have to sort of want that change. It's like nature, you know, winter comes and everything goes, and then spring comes and it's back with a vengeance, and it's beautiful. And yeah, and that same can be said for our lives too, when we get the Scorpio death card, where we have to sort of move constantly from state of being to state of being. We have to keep with the flow. We can't just sort of sit there and hang on to things forever, because it's just not the way this place works, is it? So there's still a lot of that lingering around for you, but see it as a positive card, because we all will experience that kind of energy in our lifetimes, and it can be extremely difficult. But once we get through the whole pain of it, or whatever it elicits with you, for you personally, you come out with a lot more knowledge and experience than you ever had before. Recent influences. The High Priestess. Great things happening, interesting things coming up for you. Very highly spiritual card as well, especially in the time of Scorpio. Using your intuition, trusting your gut, not your brain or your mind, and keeping your own counsel. So there's something brewing there, but it hasn't kind of surfaced itself yet. But you're advised to keep that to yourself. It's nothing that you can quantify and talk or express. It's just a feeling that something quite amazing, or from this transformation as well, is coming, a new state of being for yourself. Maybe your belief system has really flourished since this transformation, I would imagine, especially with the High Priestess. And she governs the sign of Pisces, so next February, March will be very important, and maybe something then you will see what this is, and maybe then this transformation will be complete. Wonderful. And it could be, you know, things like your children leaving home, your empty nesting, all these kind of difficult times in life. Exciting, but yet difficult. But we have to go through it, don't we? But beautiful, this one. The lesson you'll be learning. The King of Pentacles. So this very much Taurus kind of energy coming in with this guy. Very stable sort of character at the best of times. Can also be, you know, unstable as well. Not everybody, just because they're a Taurus or an Earth sign, is stable. They can veer off the course like we all do. But he's sort of a good mentor card. Well, it's a mentor card really to sort of harness your energies into your work or whatever it is you have to do, and realise that everything that we want to achieve is achievable, but it's not going to happen in a flash, especially for Geminis, because you're so quick thinking. Sometimes it's really hard for you to sort of pull back and just go with that slow process that the King of Pentacles brings. However, he is very fortuitous, because he teaches us that we all get to accomplish what it is we want, as long as we sort of employ that patience and that sort of hard work to get where you want to go. Near future. Eight of Cups. Maybe there's somebody in your circle or your environment that you kind of need to move away from. Maybe there's someone there that you've come to an end of the line with. It's just not working anymore, and it's sort of an energy drain. So the Eight of Cups sort of steps in to say it's time to sort of walk away from that for now, because it's really come to nothing. You can't really do much more for that other person. If it is in fact a person, I would imagine it is a person. So once again, with the transformation and the High Priestess, it's kind of like a fork in the road, where sometimes we just have to sort of give somebody a rest, or just keep distance from them because they need to help themselves. It's that kind of energy, I would suspect. So that's what happens with the Eight of Cups. So please heed that story, because it's always beneficial to sort of think, no, I can't do another thing for this person. They need to do it for themselves. So let's see what's happening that you're not realising. And we have choices and decisions to make, work-wise especially, or something that you're looking at, new projects coming in, make a decision, stick to it. But otherwise, what I'm seeing here is you've got two massive cards, or three massive cards here. And it's sort of saying, yeah, there's a lot of things going on, but what's next? And this sits down here and says, well, you know, you're very adept, Gemini, at getting things moving and creating a, you know, sort of a buzz for people to, you're very good at communicating and creating, I can't think of the word, but just an energy where people want to get on board and do something. So I'm suggesting everything's quite balanced for you, and remembering that too, and putting energy into that, rather than here with this Eight of Cups of somewhere where you're just kind of putting energy into a bottomless pit, and it's like, what am I doing this for? I've got nothing left for me or my family or whatever. Okay? How others see you. And there's a bit of grief sitting there. Bit of heartbreak sitting there as well. Maybe you're thinking, and it is Scorpio time, so this will come up, and this is the time of the year where we have to sort of look at things that we usually keep buried or hidden. So there is a bit of reminiscing there of heartbreaks and betrayals. It could be an ex-partner, something like that, where every now and again it just comes and sort of pinches you and says, yeah, well, that's sad, and I feel sad, and you should feel sad, because it is what it is, but then we have to sort of heal from it. So in one way, that Three of Swords is a great card, because even though it does depict grief and heartbreak, it also offers healing. Positive feelings. And you are the magician, the spirit messengers coming down to say, hey, what's this new project? You've got all the potential. Just remember, there's risk, 50% risk, 50% potential. Very much to come for the magician to come in Scorpio time is intuitive. It's about you really using your intuition to go, yeah, I can do this, and I think I'll do this, and I'm going to do it, and it's going. And just knowing, mapping out that it's going to be not all rainbows and lollipops. There's going to be dips in the road, obviously, but it's about getting in there and just living and having the experience and learning from it. So that is so brilliant for you, Gemini, because nothing you guys like more than a good challenge, and you're very good at sort of gathering the troops and getting things off the ground. So beautiful card there. Okay, now let's look at the final outcome for this 4 weeks. And we have the Hierophant. Another big card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big time, Gemini. Moral compass comes into play. Once again, Scorpio time, moral compass. What do you feel? Is that the right thing? Does that fit with your moral compass? Is that what you feel is the right thing for you to do? What's going on for you? It's the old sort of, in the old times it was the church and the religion and, you know, going to church and going to confession. But now we do that ourselves, literally on a daily basis. we know full well what's the right and what's the wrong thing to do, and we know the consequences as well. So that's a really nice card to finish up with, especially with this transformation and new beginnings, and this beautiful soulmate card as well coming through. So really nice, Gemini. I'm not going to put an oracle card on. Oh no, actually I will. I'll put it on this 8 of Cups so we can see what's underneath that walking away that you have to do. Well, it would be advisable to do it. Let's put it that way. You don't have to do anything. Okay, we have the Bee. Luck, industriousness, and sweet victory. So yes, I'm getting, use that energy that you've got, your amazing bees actually. The bees are beautiful and they make honey, and they just, it's just a win-win sort of a totem really, the bee. And I'll just read you a nice little passage from it, because otherwise it goes on and on too much. People don't like too much talk. When the bee buzzes onto your path, it's a reminder that with hard work and a firm commitment to building your dream, a sweet outcome is assured. The bee is a symbol of luck, so expect miracles and your life will be victorious and sweet. The bee is an industrious, busy creature that's always making honey. The bee gets busy and the honey will soon be yours. The bee is always a fortunate omen. Yeah, so I'm just getting here, don't waste your energy on things that aren't sort of, they're dragging your energy, they're not sort of giving you anything back. Thank you for listening. Remember, subscribe, comment, and like, build the channel. Thank you very much.